Good morning, everybody. I want to welcome you here to the Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show. This is a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So we're beginning the first episode, day number 1 of my 31 favorite albums that were released in December. So basically, the reason I chose this topic was because, of course, it's December, so it made sense to do the month of December. But also because December's that month in the year that a lot of bands don't like to release albums in, because then they're on too late and they don't really get any kind of notoriety or any awards. All the awards things are already pretty much set by then, so they don't want to miss out on it. So a lot of bands don't release albums in December. So there isn't as much to choose from. And I decided I want to do something a little bit different that wasn't going to be way too complex, but also gave some credit to some albums that may not get as much notice because they came out at that time period and didn't get any notice in any of the award stuff. So that's part of the reason why I did this. But not the full reason. So I rank them according to how I like them, from my most favorite to my least favorite album, or sorry, the other way around. From my least favorite to my most favorite, from 31 to 1, or worst to first if you prefer. So we're going to start out today. This is day 1, album number 31. I don't actually own this album. I've seen it. One of my friends had it, and I did listen to it. A lot of the tracks are very familiar to me, though. So we're going to go with The Who's A Quick One is the name of the album. So this album came out in, of course, December of 1963? I believe it was. Let me just check here to make sure. No, actually, I think it was a little later than that. I think it was 66, I think was the year that this came out. Just going to go back to the top here and see what it says. Yeah, this came out December the 9th, 1966. It's not a very long album. It's only about 31 minutes, and most of that, or 9 minutes of that, is taken up by the title track. So it has basically, it's a kind of, Who sounding poppy album from the 60s is what it is. It does have that well-known Entwistle song, Boris the Spider, which appears on Meaty Beaty, Big and Bouncy, and is a well-known song. They often split between this and My Woman on when they were touring, and so this is a song sung by John Entwistle. Also, there's a Keith Moon song on here. He sings a track called I Need You, which is kind of interesting because Keith Moon is not known for his vocal parts with The Who. Of course, most of the stuff is done by Roger Daltrey, and you do have a couple of tunes on here. One tune in particular that was done by Daltrey and Pete Townshend. Now, ironically, there are no songs on this album where Pete just does vocals on his own. There's a couple of John Entwistles like that, and the one Keith Moon, but most of the bulk of the stuff is Roger Daltrey. There's one with Daltrey and Entwistle, and then there's one with Entwistle, Daltrey, and Townshend, which is the title track, A Quick One While He's Away. So yeah, some good stuff on here. Nothing fantastic, like no really renowned Who songs other than Boris the Spider, which is fairly well known. You've got Whiskey Man here, Heat Wave, Cobwebs and Strange, probably decent kind of under the radar songs if you prefer. See My Way. This is one that was written by Daltrey. There, you've got quite a bit more stuff written by different people. Entwistle writing a couple, and then you've got the cover of the cover song from Heat Wave, which I'm not sure who this cover band is. I recognize the names, the Holland, Edward and Brian Holland. Can't think of the band right offhand. Anyways, and you've got some, of course, Entwistle's writing, not Entwistle, Townshend's writing the bulk of the stuff here. And he, of course, writes the main song on the album, which is A Quick One While He's Away, which is kind of their pre-runner to Tommy. So this is kind of a mini opera, if you prefer. Six suites in it. Her men's been gone, crying town. We have a remedy. Ivor the engine driver, sorry, not Igor, soon to be home, and you are forgiven. So this is a track that I have on most of the early Who live stuff that I have. It's a catchy track. It's really different. It's kind of tongue in cheek, I think, but a fantastic tune. So I do like this album quite a bit. I just don't own it, and if I don't own something, I'm reluctant to give it a very high spot, but it definitely deserved to be on here. Knocked out a few albums to get into that final spot. So for today, day number 31 of my 31 favorite albums that were released in the month of December, the 1966 Who, A Quick One by The Who. So if you like this, please hit the like and subscribe. That's much appreciated. You can put your comments about the album if you want to in the comment section below, about The Who or about the band or the album in general, or why they released it in December if you happen to know what that is. And hit the notification bell above my head so you don't miss the next episode. Anyways, have a good one. Take care, and we will see you soon. Goodbye.